If you guys love Alabama football, then you've come to the right spot. So make sure you are subscribed. We'll have more Alabama football videos for you guys all season long as we focus in on your SEC West champions. Alabama absolutely took care of business against Kentucky. Your score prediction, Chris, was not that far off. The final score, 49-21. Perhaps the most complete game we've seen this year out of Alabama, knowing this is a bowl game team in Kentucky. Awesome performances there, led by who else but Jalen Milroe. And maybe it's time we at least have some Heisman conversation discussion on Jalen Milroe. The past couple of weeks, he has upped his play to a significant level. He looks awesome right now for the Crimson Tide. He had not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 total touchdowns against Kentucky. 15 of 22 for 234 yards, 36 yards on the ground. He did have a turnover, but this version of Milroe, the one who's using his legs, getting in the end zone, this is more of the offense we thought we would see at the beginning of the year. Now, maybe there was some hamstring issues for Milroe or whatever. Tweaked, pulled it, whatever. He's now wearing the compression, I think it looks awesome. The sleeve on his leg, I think looks great. He's having immense success. He's not going to win the Heisman Trophy. He's just not going to. Might be one of those Pac-12 guys. Frankly, Jaden Daniels is still the best QB in the SEC. It's not his fault his defense cannot stop a nosebleed. His numbers have been astronomically good. But if we're tiering the SEC quarterbacks, how far behind Daniels is Milroe? I actually don't think far at all, based on what we've seen this far. Like, taking him over Jackson Dart. Now, maybe we can make an argument Carson Beck has played very well, by the way. He's a better pure passer, probably. But Milroe's been dynamic the past few weeks. I have been very impressed with his level of performance. 65% this season, 2,000 passing yards, 28 TDs, 6 turnovers. The one-game benching, you had to try it. Had to try something else with Simpson and Buckner, but very clearly, it is Milroe who is the piece to lead this Bama team moving forward. So should Jalen Milroe at least be getting some Heisman buzz? Not saying he's going to win, but just, hey, when you're going through, hey, who should be invited? Who's going to be in the top 10? Maybe Milroe should be in that conversation. Do you think that's the case? Y for yes, N for no. It is the pinned comment on today's video. If the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. Y for yes, N for no at the pinned comment. Some more Overreaction Sundays for you guys on today's show. The defensive line can stop a train. Maybe not literally, but they sure did against Kentucky. We went into this game going, hey, Kentucky's going to try to run the football. They're going to try to run the ball really well. They've done that fantastically so far this season. They had nothing going against this Alabama front. Truly was a very impactful performance. Now, I will say, Ramon Jefferson had the 74-yard run. Okay, he had the one big play, whatever. He also had -1 yards beyond that. In fact, if you take away that 74-yard run that Kentucky had, which was, busted play, stuff happens, they had 23 carries for 21 yards. Now, it's sacks. I hate that college football includes them. Is what it is, even without those. Ray Davis, talked a big game about Ray Davis, right? Did have 2 scores, one later, but 12 carries, 26 yards. Nothing longer than 6. Team had, Ray Davis has been awesome this year. 6 was his long. The defense, the front 4 was 5, or what do you call it, 7 if you include the linebackers, was awesome. Caleb Downs is everywhere on the field. Your sacks were, Damon Payne had a half sack. Quandarius Robinson, Chris Braswell. They keep dropping Dallas Turner to coverage. I hate it, but that was a game they didn't need him, so it's fine. Very impressed by this Bama front so far this season. Now, today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. This is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Some of the reasons I love them. Number one, it's you against the numbers. You don't have to battle thousands of the players, the pros and sharks, and got to finish in the top 2% to win anything. No, you just got to beat the numbers. 2 to 6 player stat projections. That's it. You can also mix and match sports, NFL, NBA, NFL, college football, etc. They also offer a reboot policy. So if a player goes down in the first quarter or in the first half, they do not return, that is okay. Your picks stay in play thanks to the flex play option. So I like going 2 out of 3 at minimum. I've won 4 in a row this month. I not counter month, but like overall month, last 4 weeks. My picks this week, Geno Smith more than passing yards. I'm feeling a bounce-back game for Geno. And Tyler Lockett more than receiving yards. And I'll take more than Christian Kirk as well. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That link's going to be in the comments section and the description of today's show. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. This one might be a bit of an overreaction, but that's what it's for today, right? Is Alabama a top 4 team? I can already hear Nick Saban saying, we're a top 4 team in college football. That's the committee's job. They got to put the top 4 teams in, whatever. If you beat Georgia, yes, you will be a top 4 team. The committee is not going to leave home a one-loss SEC champion. Not a chance that happens. They will screw somebody else to get Bama in, whether it's accurate or not. Now, they would probably beat Texas right now. Bama's playing way better than they did back when they played Texas, and Texas has not played nearly as good. Now, I have a tough time putting Bama over Texas because I'm a big believer in the games matter, and otherwise, what's the point in playing the regular season if you're just going to ignore what happened in it? So, I don't know if they jump Texas. I don't think they should, but it probably doesn't end up mattering because we know there will be more upsets. We know at least one Big Ten team is going to lose. Do we really think that Georgia, FSU, a Big Ten team, and Washington are all going to go undefeated? No, that's not how college football has really ever worked. Every now and then you get 3. You're probably going to cap out at 2. Whether that's Big Ten collapses, probably just the Big Ten winner goes undefeated. Georgia collapse and or FSU, Washington lose a game. As of right now, Alabama is playing like a playoff team. And yeah, they're only 8 right now in the rankings, and that probably won't change this week. There will be movement, there will be change, and Bama has a fantastic shot to work their way in because that's how college football tends to work, and the SEC championship game will be critical for their chances. Now, where do you think Alabama should be ranked after Week 11? Again, I would simply drop Oregon down. I would move Oregon down several slots to 8. I'd bump Texas, Alabama up. I'd put them at 7 myself. But where do you think that they should be ranked? You can go full homer if you want to. Sound off in the comments section. Next up, has the O-line figured things out? Kind of feels like it. The changes up front, playing Jaden Roberts led to great success for this Alabama football team in a very positive way. Kaydn Proctor has settled in. He is not nearly as shaky as he was at the beginning of the year, and that's the benefit of playing the freshman early. You take your lumps, you know it, and the first half or second half of Kaydn Proctor, night and day difference. Now he looks like that five-star recruit and future first-round pick. Against Kentucky, the run blocking grade was okay, 60.2. Yeah, I mean, they averaged 4.1 yards to carry, and I think that kind of got brought down, by the way, in kind of the later stages. Because, McClellan averaged 4.8, Haynes had 5.5, Roydell was bottled up, Jam Miller was bottled up. They even gave Richard Young got some work, so I'm not too worried about that. It was, fourth quarter garbage time. They didn't run the ball nearly as effectively. Ty Simpson had a run there, too. Shows you where Buckner's at. Like, clearly Simpson's QB2, Buckner's QB3. But only 6 hurries allowed on their 25 dropbacks. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. All right, final overreaction. I will continue to stand Quilly McKinstry. I think he's one of the best corners in this year's class. Obvious first-round pick for me. Terrion Arnold, though, might very well be a first-round pick. I did my last mock draft for the Chat Sports YouTube channel. I almost put him in round 1. And I think that has been bore out again by what he's done so far this season. Now, his completion percentage is slightly higher. The yards are slightly lower, but again, differing targets and numbers, and he's been more efficient overall this year. And already has more games played, too. So you can just tell that the target numbers are better. The yards per catch, yards per target are better. Same TDs, 3 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, and he's not getting nearly beat as bad as he did previously. There have been some getting beat moments, sometimes in some zone coverages, but INTs, PBUs, pretty much everything's up except for the completion percentage, which is already fine in terms of numbers anyway. The improvement has been significant for Alabama and Terrion Arnold, and it's another in the long, long line of great DBs coached by Nick Saban, almost like the greatest coach in college history. He specializes in that area. So grade Arnold this season, A, B, C, D, or F. Get those answers in for me in the comment section right now.